So I'd like to tell you a story today about fear. You know, I just got back from a weekend of camping with my son. We decided to come back in the backyard that I'm playing on his play set here. And I thought I'd shoot you a quick video just to tell you about what happened over the weekend. You see, like I said, we just got back. It was a 3-day trip. We went out on the boat, went out on water. It was with family. And there was one little boy, I won't name names, but there was one little boy, about 7 years old, bunch of kids, and we were out on the water. And what we were doing is we were going to different rocks and jumping off the rocks. And you may have seen in some lakes you have the swing tied to a tree so you can swing across and jump into the water. Lots of fun. And you could see this little boy, he really wanted to go. But when it came to water, even though he had a life jacket on, and even though every time we've taken him out in the past, by the end of the weekend he gets very comfortable jumping off the dock and doing cannonballs and things like that. There's something about water that just causes him to get terrified. Like, I mean shaking terrified. But you could see that he really wanted to go. And in fact, if we ask him, do you want to jump off the rock? Do you want to jump off the swing? Do you want to jump off the dock? Do you want to go in the water even? He's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. It's going to be fun. But when it came right down to it, every single time this little boy froze. Now, the reason why I share this story with you is because, as you've seen from my previous videos, I learn a lot of lessons by watching my son grow up. I watch other people's interactions and see where does that apply in my life, or how do I show up, or what does my mind do in that situation. And so I don't know about you, but for me and those around me, I see fear has a massive impact on what we get out of life. Whether we are willing to, in the case of this little boy, wanted so bad to jump off that rock, wanted to swing. He loved the idea of swinging off the rock on the rope and jumping into the water. But he missed out on a lot of fun this weekend. He didn't do any of it. He stayed on the boat the entire time, didn't even go in the water, which was unfortunate. And you know, if I think back to life, maybe you can think of one too. Have you ever had a scenario where it's something you really wanted to do ahead of time? Like, you knew you wanted to do it, whether it was something with maybe it was ask that right person out, maybe it was go on a trip, maybe it was to do something fun, maybe it was something for your business, whatever it was. But when it came right down to it, you froze, you didn't do it. Some people might have said you were a chicken. Has that ever happened to you? I know it's happened to me. And in this situation, I'm looking at this little boy and I just want to help him. And I know there's a couple of different options. What do? Do we pick him up and throw him in? That's one option. Do we let him not do it at all, let him talk himself out? Do we just support him and be supportive and encouraging so that he can go in and at his own pace? I don't know what the right or wrong answer is. I think it's different for each individual. But like I said, where it's important is, how do you show up? What would be the right choice for you? For me, being pushed in actually helps in some cases. Putting myself in, I don't like being pushed in by other people, but putting myself in a position where I have no choice but to jump tends to be the greatest way that works for me. That doesn't mean it will work for you or work for this little boy. But the real lesson here is to ask, like, when you're in that situation, when you're gripped with fear, what caused it? And more importantly, what have you found from your past or from your past experiences has worked best for you to face it and to achieve it? That way, because nobody wants to lose out on fun or success or getting that person that you've always dreamed of, all because you got scared. And you know, and here's just a disclaimer: it's okay to be scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared. We all been there. But what I think personally, this is my personal opinion, doesn't mean it's fact, but my personal opinion, what is wrong is letting that fear and letting being scared stop you from getting what you want in life. I think that is wrong, straight up wrong. So the question is for you is, which method works best for you? What can you do when you're gripped by fear or have anxiety or some of that stress comes up that allows you to still take action to go after what it is that you want in life? So that's all for today. There's my 3-minute business tip plus a few seconds over. I'm Jason from GetUncommonResults.com, and I'll see you on the next video. And of course, be sure to subscribe to get notified of the next one. See you soon.